How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bring you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today, we've got another one from AFIL Games called Bee Flowers, Save the Garden, and you're looking at $5 cross-buy on the PlayStation Store with all 8 major region stacks. This is another entry in their series of hex-based puzzle games. If you remember my coverage of another of their releases last week, Pirate Trails, or any of the other Bee Flowers games I've done on this channel, you already know what you're in for here, as this is basically the exact same game. You've got a grid full of hex-shaped tiles that you can swap or rotate, there's a flower patch that you need your bee to move over to pollinate, and you have to get your bee back to the hive at the end of the path. Trophy-wise, you've got 22 total, 8 bronze, 5 silver, 8 gold, and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here, to finish the first 15 levels of the game while grinding out a few of the usual trophies in the first level, replaying level 10, and having 2 bees crash into each other, which you can easily do once you hit level 11. Aside from just getting through those 15 levels, there's a trophy for taking the wrong path for the first time, which you can do in level 1 by just rotating the first tile in front of the bee and hitting triangle to start. You're going to have to complete 5 levels without using hints, which you can easily do once you finish level 1. Just use level select to go back to it, it will have saved your route, so just hit triangle to start, repeat that 5 times, and you'll get the trophy. The same deal applies to the trophy for finishing level 10 without using any hints, just finish it using the guide, go to level select, go back to 10, and use your saved progress to get through it. The only extra trophy you should have left will be to make 2 bees collide, and I'll leave a timestamp down below for the route you can set up in level 11 for that to happen. This took me about a half hour to finish, going in completely blind, using the hint system in most levels and just working some of the puzzles out on my own. With a guide, you should be able to cut your time down a little bit, but it's just time consuming getting through all 15 levels, whether you're using a guide or the hint system or not. So I figure anything in that 20 to 30 minute range is a pretty good time for this platinum. How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today we've got another one from AFIL Games called Night Quest Goblins Raid, and you're looking at $5 cross-buy on the PlayStation Store with all 8 major region stacks. This is a little arcadey action platformer. You're a knight, you've got goblins to hit with your sword using square, coins to collect, and stuff to jump over with X, and that's pretty much the entire game. You start on the left side of the screen, your goal is always going to be to get to the far right of the screen to exit to the next level, and if you ever lose your lives, you'll just restart back at the beginning of that level. The levels aren't even a full minute long, so it's not a huge deal even if you do. Trophy-wise, you've got 21 total, 4 bronze, 9 silver, 7 gold, and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here to finish the first 11 levels. The last trophy is for reaching level 12, not finishing it, so you don't actually have to play it. The majority of the trophies revolve around collecting coins and taking out the different kinds of goblins, but as long as you just keep moving right, taking out any goblins that you come across, and collecting all the coins in your immediate path, you'll have everything unlocked by the time you reach level 12. This took me about 6 minutes to finish, but I was playing pretty recklessly the later I got into the game. I think if you manage to get through the entire game without dying, you should be able to get it finished in just under 5 minutes without any issue, somewhere around that 4 to 5 minute mark. The only way that I managed to actually have to reset back to the beginning of the level was to fall into spikes. Getting hit only takes one of your 3 hearts, so as long as you don't fall into some spikes, you should be good to go. How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today, we've got another one from Nostra Games called Be a Bee, and you're looking at $3 on the PlayStation Store with all 8 major region stacks. This does have auto-pop, so once you finish the platinum on PS4, you can head into the PS5 version and get yourself a second platinum immediately. This is a little arcadey game where you're flying your bee around a little hex grid, collecting pollen from flowers, flying it back to the hive to turn it into honey, and then flying back to the numbered hexes to throw enough honey at them to unlock the space. You'll unlock more flowers, a gambling wheel, an extra helper, just stuff that'll help speed up the process, but that's basically your entire gameplay loop. Trophy-wise, you've got 36 total, 35 silver and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here to get to a total of 210 coins. Every hex you clear gets you coins, so it's just a grind to clear as many hexes as you can as fast as possible to get all the coins for the platinum. There's a set of trophies for collecting 200 flowers as well, but I had that finished way before I had the coins trophies. This took me about 3 minutes to finish, and I'd expect it to take about that long as well. You might be able to shave a little bit of time off to get you a bit closer to that 2-minute mark, but like I said earlier, it really is just a grind to get to 210 total coins. Pretty quick little trophy guide for this one. It's a pretty basic game with a pretty basic idea to it, so I don't see you taking very long to get this one finished. How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today we've got another one from Ezo Studio called Sector Force, and you're looking at $2 cross-buy on the PlayStation Store with all 8 major region stacks. This does have auto pop as well as region stacking, so once you've finished the platinum on PS4, you can head into the PS5 version and get yourself a second platinum immediately, and you'll auto pop the platinum if you get any of the other region versions. This is actually the first game ever released by the dev, Hyper Reality Entertainment, and the first game Ezo has published outside of their own games, so congrats to all of y'all for that. This is a little arcadey shoot 'em up. You've got your ship, there's asteroids coming from the top of the screen, and you've got to blow them up before they get to the bottom of the screen. The bottom health bar is for the space station, and it recovers pretty quickly when it gets hit. Your health bar is in the top left, and it only regenerates on levels 5 and 10. If you do end up dying, you can just choose to restart at the start of the level, so no worries there, just don't get hit, obviously. Trophy-wise, you've got 29 total, 15 bronze, 7 silver, 6 gold, and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here to get through all 15 levels. There's a set of score trophies for getting to a total of 60,000 points, as well as a trophy for completing the first 5 waves without taking any ship damage, as well as a trophy for finishing a single wave without allowing any asteroids to damage the space station, but those are pretty easy to get. Just keep shooting down as many asteroids as you can, be a little risky with it, and if you die, just restart on that same level. I don't think you'll have to worry too much about the score trophies. For reference, I was sitting at around 84,000 points by the time I finished level 15, but given that you can just restart at the current level if you die, you can just be risky and try to take out as many asteroids as physically possible. This took me about 14 minutes to finish, and I'd expect you to take about that long as well. I died a few times in some of the later levels just because I was being way riskier than I needed to be, so I figure if you manage to get all the way through the game on your first try, you should be able to cut your time down closer to that 10-minute mark without much of an issue. Just keep grinding through the asteroids, get through those first 5 levels without taking any damage to your ship, finish the first level without letting any asteroids get by to damage the station, and you'll be good to go. How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today we've got another one from Coliseum Studio called Pig Escape 2, and you're looking at $2 on the PlayStation Store with just a single worldwide stack for PS5. This is a little arcadey game. You're a pig stuck in a construction site of some kind, and you're trying to collect all the keys to unlock the porta potty, all the while trying to escape the lady that's chasing you. If she does catch you, you'll lose and have to restart the level, but there's level select, so it's really not a huge deal. Trophy-wise, you've got 17 total, 1 bronze, 6 silver, 9 gold, and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here to finish all 15 levels. At some point, you'll have to get caught by the lady for a trophy, but aside from that, you're just going to have to keep grinding your way through the levels, collecting all those keys, hanging out in those porta potties, and staying away from the lady trying to catch you. This took me about 10 minutes to finish, and I'd expect you to take about that long as well. I had to wait for the trophies to get off my screen for YouTube reasons, so you should be able to shave a few minutes off your time without much of an issue. I figure anything in that 5 to 10 minute range is a pretty good time for this platinum. How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today we've got another one from Zazenfly called Bats, Bits, Balls, and you're looking at $3 on the PlayStation Store with all 8 major region stacks. This is a little arcadey brick breaking game, but with a twist. Every brick you break will launch bits out which give you points, and more importantly, you've got 4 paddles to work with, 1 each on the top and bottom that you control with the right stick, and 1 each on the left and right that you control with the left stick. It hurt my brain for a little bit when I first started, and even by the time I unlocked the platinum, I was still missing the ball plenty, but maybe your brain works better with this stuff than mine. Trophy-wise, you've got 12 total, 11 gold, and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here, to play the game on easy mode and finish the first 6 stages of the game. I'll be honest, I tried playing on standard mode, got to the second level with about 130 points, and lost pretty quickly after that, so just play on easy mode and save yourself the headache as it gives you 99 balls to throw at the bricks instead of the default 10. There's trophies to getting to a score of 500, but for reference, by the time I finished level 6, I had a score of 1200, so I think you'll be alright. This took me about 7 minutes to finish, and I figure most of you will be right around there by the time you finish everything. You might be way better at this than I am and will get more points out of the multipliers before losing a ball, but I figure anything in that 5 to 10 minute range is a pretty good time for this platinum. How's it going, everybody? Pozermobil here, bringing you another absolute banger of a platinum. Today we've got another one from Webnetic called Morning 333, and you're looking at $2 on the PlayStation Store with only the EU and North America stacks for PS4 and PS5 right now, but I'm sure the other 4 will be out sometime soon. This is another one of their little visual novels. There's a few choices that you can make while you play through, but as long as you only ever pick the top option, you'll get all the way through to the end without any issue. I never actually tried any of the other choices, given that I was only playing for the platinum, but pick those at your own risk. You've got your usual text speed and skip options that you can turn on in the menu, so I'll leave it up to you to determine how quickly you want to blow through this one. Trophy-wise, you've got 36 total, 35 silver and the platinum, and you've only really got one goal here, to turn the message speed all the way up, turn the skip mode to everything, and skip your way through the entire game until you've got the platinum unlocked. Like I said earlier, there's a few choices that you'll have to make, but by choosing the top option every single time, you'll get all the way to the end and the platinum without any issue. As you can see here, I stretched the gameplay out for YouTube reasons, but if you're just skipping through with the text speed maxed out, you'll be able to get this done in under a minute without any issue at all. Probably somewhere around 40 seconds or so, given that you'll have to stop to make those choices every once in a while.